You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry, ChillyBoy Chillson, and this is my review for Concrete Utopia. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. So I was able to view Concrete Utopia through the 2023 46th Annual Denver Film Festival. The film is a 2023 dramatic action film directed by Tae-hwa. The film is the official entry from South Korea for the 2023 Oscar consideration that follows a group of survivors in the aftermath of a devastating earthquake. So one of the beauties of film festivals is getting the opportunity to experience foreign cinema and get a chance to see what other countries are submitting as their official entries for the international category at the Oscars. So when I saw that South Korea's entry, Concrete Utopia, was playing at my local film festival, I jumped at the chance to get to see this. And of course, I was very intrigued to what this film had to offer, as I went in pretty much blind, but the poster looked cool. But South Korea's track record in cinema over the past decade at least has been stellar. So I couldn't wait to see what it was they found worthy to submit to the Oscars this year. And this was definitely a wild ride. Not exactly what I was expecting, but still a really good film. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, the way that this film handles themes is done really well. So we've seen dystopia futures that deal with class warfare many a time at this point, and this one handles many of the same themes. But what I think this one does so well is dissect how a tyrannical empire is built up from disaster. Because really, that's what this is ordinary people put into a horrifying situation who are faced with the decision to rebuild and how they choose to approach that. And the moral dilemmas are handled very well. Obviously, the moral dilemmas amongst this apartment complex are a mainstay throughout the film. But watching as ordinary people unveil the hypocritical nature of humanity to become tyrants within and of themselves was a fascinating character study to watch each character navigate this system. And that's what I also love. Most of these characters are not black and white. Outside of maybe one or two of the people in this building, everybody has so many different layers and shades to their humanity. The film was also highly entertaining. I was never bored throughout its entire runtime, completely gripped in what was happening, what was going to happen, and the story itself. It deals with everything in quite a satirical manner while still maintaining brutality throughout. The action sets are good and entertaining, and the screenplay is highly inventive and smart. But what kept it all together for me, one was the acting performances, because all of these characters felt fully fleshed out. Park Bo Young is wonderful in this film. She is basically the heart to the film, and she's able to carry that load immensely well. Park Seo Joon is also fantastic here in a much more conflicted role. He lays it all out in his face, in his physical performance. It is truly fantastic to watch. And then we have Lee Byung-gun, who is wonderfully unhinged here. His is the most loud and in your face performance of the film. And oh, is it a joy to watch. But to go hand in hand with these fantastic performances at the forefront, the humanity that maintains is also wonderful. The final scene of this film just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was really quite breathtaking after the mania that comes right before it, and really kind of cemented my feelings on the film, really left me thinking as I walked out of that theater, and has kept me thinking and revisiting Concrete Utopia some time after watching. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to Concrete Utopia? Well, I think the tone is a little bit too wonky. it has some big swings in tone from just so over the top and ridiculous back down to harrowing and true. And while generally I like that tone and I like that kind of deviation, at times I think we go too big, too cartoonish in the portrayal here. If we had just pulled back some of those aspects, we could have stayed over the top while further maintaining the integrity of the message behind the fantastical lunacy of it all. And I think a big part of that actually goes back to these flashbacks. Some of these flashbacks are not really warranted, and I think do a disservice to the storytelling, particularly where they get placed rather than propelling it forward. But overall, I really enjoyed Concrete Utopia. I love how it really looked into the hypocrisy of leadership, the hypocrisy of being human, as well as basic human nature and how that leads to new societies being created, for better or for worse. So if you have the opportunity to check out Concrete Utopia, definitely take it. If you enjoyed films like Snowpiercer, I think this film is very much in the vein of that. So definitely give Concrete Utopia a watch if you have the availability. So that was my review for Concrete Utopia. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Have you gotten the chance to see Concrete Utopia? Have you heard of it? Are you excited to see it? Let me know all of your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.